Fear effect starts with the girl being executed by assassins. 24 hours earlier in Hong Kong, mercenaries gather to find the daughter of a powerful Triad boss who recently disappeared. They have not been hired to find her, but they intend to kidnap the girl before her father's men locate her and hold her for ransom. Wee Ming has vanished into the fictional Shanxi Protectorate. Hana Tsu-Vachel, the lead character and femme fatale of the group, used to work in a brothel somewhere in that region. Hana arrives in Hong Kong accompanied by her partners Royce Gla and Jacob de Court. Hana is supposed to meet with this guy Jin, but turns out he got captured by security. She needs to reach him by sneaking into a highly protected building. Meanwhile, Jin has a C4 attached to his chest. Hana shows up, takes down the enemies, and frees Jin. He tells no one outside the Triads knows Wee Ming is gone. She defuses C4, and he was supposed to give her a flash disk with the info on Wee Ming. They are attacked by the leader of the gangsters, and they kill Jin. Hana must reach the disk that Jin locked in the control panel before they tie him down. She manages to reach it and kill the bald guy. Meanwhile, Glass is attacked by a VTOL jet. It destroys the landing pad and makes Royce to fall down into Mr. Lam's building. Hana gets captured, but she manages to use the distraction to break free. Soon she is approached by Mr. Lam. And again, she gets captured by his men. Royce gets back to the VTOL and shoots on a flag, making it fall into its engine and cause a malfunction. Then he begins to progress through the security to get to Hana. He saves her at the last second, and together they fight their way out of the building by stealing a chopper. They fly forwards to the hotel where they are supposed to meet Deke. Jacob is not happy that what was supposed to be easy money is getting complicated. They decrypt the disk, and the message explains that Wee Ming must be brought back before the 17th at midnight, otherwise the Fongan will fail. It also reveals that after she ran away, Mr. Lam found a correspondence she had with Madame Chen. That name rings a bell to Hana. She believes they will find her in a town called Shanxi. Their car gets attacked and pushed into a river. But they survive and get on a ship that is supposed to get them to Madame Chen. They spot a burned fishing village on a horizon and looks like Wee Ming is there. They split up and begin to chase after her, but as soon as they get there, zombies attack. They stumble upon a military train where the hostile soldiers shoot anyone on sight for fear of the villagers. Hana meets an old lady who explains that the blood drives the zombies mad. She reveals that yesterday a young boy fell off the rock and was bleeding until a young woman found him and brought him back to the village, covered in his blood. That triggered zombies, and the villagers tried to run for the military train that comes once a week to secure rations of rice from the village. Hana meets Jacob and they break inside the military base. They split up and try to fight their way into the train. At one point, Jacob is attacked by creepy masked enemies. One of them says Wee Ming belongs to them. Jacob defeats them, but they appear to buy out of this world, burning after they are killed and shit. Glass finds Wee Ming and she tells him that she must be taken to Madame Chen. She also explains that she is not evil, but she learned. She has power to realize it in others. Zombies show up and Wee Ming disappears. Hana and Deke get on the train and try to steal it. Hana gets the train rolling while Deke fights with soldiers trying to protect it. Glass shows up and warns Hana that the bridge ahead of them is broken and they are forced to jump out of the train while it gets wrecked. Lucky Glass finds a military jeep and Wee Ming is inside. She tells Royce that if they get her to Madame Chen, she will let them take her back to her father and receive their payment. They arrive at the restaurant and Glass decides to go inside with Wee Ming. Madame Chen tells Wee Ming that she was expecting her, and the next second, her father shows up and Glass gets knocked down. He wakes up in captivity but manages to trick the guard and get out. Outside, Hana and Deke spot people leaving the restaurant and decide to split up and check out the inside. Royce triggers a fire alarm and manages to fight his way through Mr. Liam's soldiers. He meets Hana at the back door. She persuades him to get back inside and try to help Deke. To get inside, Hana dresses as a prostitute. That way, she manages to infiltrate the upper floors and find Deke. She tells him they need to get Wee Ming at any cost. Unfortunately, Deke pays the highest price, since while looking for the girl, he is attacked by Madame Chen, who probably killed him. Glass gets surprised by Mr. Lam himself, cuts his left hand with a katana and leaves him bleeding. Hana reaches Madame Chen, who recognizes her and calls her by the name Ma Ye Yun. She tells Hana that Wee Ming has left with her father. Then she turns into a demon and throws Deke's body down. As it smashes on a sharp statue, Wee Ming gets covered in his blood, and that triggers her into changing everyone into demons. While Hana tries to fight through them, Wee Ming hides in the cold room where she spots Glass hanging. She helps him to get down and explains that the one responsible for all this is known as Yim Lau Wong, the king of hell. Mr. Lam attributes his fortune and power to a pact he made with demons long ago. Wee Ming, who is a paper doll given life, has been scheduled to serve as a sacrifice to Yim Lau Wong, the mythical king of hell. When Wee Ming turns 18, she needs to get back to hell or the consequences will be irreversible. Girl is reconciled with her fate. Soon, Hana finds Glass. Then she has a duel with Madame Chen. She manages to kill her, and Wee Ming reveals she is like a mirror in which they see the true evil within themselves, trying to warn Hana that she might not be ready for it. But still, Hana decides to enter the hole made by Madame Chen Damon exploding. Down there, Wee Ming falls into the water and is dragged down. Hana goes through what appears to be hell looking for Wee Ming and fighting demons along the way. At one point, she meets Chen, who receives a punishment being chained. Now she offers help and a case to take the doll to her daughter. She tells she is alone and afraid. If she does, she will help her in return. So Hana finds a little girl and gives her the toy. And it turns out that it's actually her. She is the daughter of Madame Chen. Girl gives her hint not to be afraid to reconnect with her past life. When she gets back to Madame Chen, she tells her that Mei Yun is dead and that she killed her, and her name is Hana. Demon disappears and turns into 3 smaller demons. Hana beats them and gets back to the fire, where she throws a stick given to her earlier by Madame Chen. That opens a passage that leads to this demon. No, it's not the king of hell. It gives her an item and tells to go see his brother. Again, she uses it to open a gate. Meanwhile, Glasse wakes up and gets down from the hook. He also finds the portal leading to hell. When he gets down, the passage closes. He fights some demons until he reaches Deke in his evil form. He blames him for what happened to him. Glass must duel him in this condemned form, but he manages to kill him. Hana reaches Demon Brother and shows it half of the willow medallion she has. Demon has the other half, and he gives it to her. During the Wee Ming funeral ceremony, she gets attacked by none other than Glace, who cuts her throat. He explained he blames her for what happened to him and Deke. Wee Ming rises back and says it doesn't work that way. Hana tells Glass she must help the girl to stop the prophecy from being fulfilled, otherwise the world they know will ceases. Hana goes after Wee Ming while Glace gets busy fighting with dozens of demons. Eventually he gets overwhelmed, and Mr. Lam shows up. Hana reaches another chamber and she meets Jin. Surprisingly, he introduces himself as Yim Lau Wong, the king of hell. He tells Hana that with the help of Wee Ming people reveal their true evil, and that way they are condemned instantly. For him, business is booming to the point there's no more room in hell. He also is a bit surprised that Hana didn't figure it out earlier, that it's a bit weird that everyone else get transformed into demons by Wee Ming powers, and she never did. Turns out his blood is an antidote, and she was marked with it back at the rooftop. That way, she used her to look after Wee Ming while she completed her destiny. So now he don't want Wee Ming to get back to hell, because if the prophecy fulfilled, he will take over the world. He turns Mr. Lam into a demon. Glass and Hana again take each other at gunpoint. This game actually has 5 endings. Hana kills Glass, then loses the battle, and Yim Lau Wong stops Demon Lam from killing Hana. Hana and Wee Ming are seen outside the flaming brothel, and Hana shoots her guns. Glass kills Hana. Wee Ming transforms into a monster. She defeats Glass and transforms back into her human form. Wee Ming mentions the prophecy is complete and says she can touch blood now. Wee Ming is seen back in the human realm and her eyes turn demonically black. Hana shoots Glass. Hana fights Mr. Lam. After defeating him, Wee Ming says farewell before disappearing, hoping they never have to cross paths again. Hana apparently escaped from hell, walks away from the brothel on fire while making a snarky comment about how she has truly ruined everything. Glass kills Hana. Wee Ming transforms into a monster. After defeating her, she returns back into a paper doll which Glass puts in his pocket. Yim Lau Wong laughs as the area collapses, causing Glass to flee. He emerges outside the burning brothel. He tries to be optimistic and feels like the paper doll in his hand may lead to opportunities. Neither of them shoot, and the team works together to defeat Yim Lau Wong. In this ending, the pair emerge from the smoldering wreckage of the brothel, where they find a befuddled Deke sitting on a toilet. Deke has no memory of being killed, believing he has taken a bump to the head, and asks how they made out on the deal. As he hoists himself out of the pit, Glass is stunned to realize that his left arm has been completely restored. The three partners walk off into the sunrise to continue their exploits. This is the canon ending due to both Hana and Glass being alive in Sedna, and the cancelled Inferno also made it clear this ending is canon.